Oh Miami, you burn, you glow, your waves crash.
Well, the state of Florida already feeling the Mamdani effect ahead of today's New York City mayor's election, as companies have begun to flee to the Sunshine State and have been consistently, with more to come should a socialist mayor take the Big Apple. Fox Business's Ashley Webster is live from one realtor's penthouse in Miami Beach this morning with the breakdown. Ashley, good morning.
Good morning, Maria. Again, another tough assignment, but I'm willing to take it on. You're absolutely right. We're on the balcony of a luxury penthouse apartment. A Mamdani specialist, some local realtors are calling it, because they believe this is the kind of place that wealthy New Yorkers may want to take on as they consider a move south. Now, for $85,000 a month, yeah, it's a steal, right? But it's also just another indication of something that's been going on for years here in South Florida. The movement of wealth and certainly financial businesses and others to this area. And when you take a look at the downtown skyline now of Miami, it continues to grow and grow. And if Mr. Mandani wins the election today in New York to be the next mayor, well, that pipeline south is expected to gain even more momentum. We caught up with the finance company that moved from New York to Miami 4 years ago, and the CEO, who says, look, I'm a die-hard New Yorker, but this made sense to him, and now he says he's getting a lot of calls from friends. Take a listen.
I have a very good friend, just called me recently, goes, I just, rented a place. I put my kids into school, and I was like, wow, he's got a mansion in New York. His whole life is there, business, everything. He said, look, I just want my kids to grow up in a good environment.
Further north from here, Maria, Palm Beach County likes to think of itself as the sixth borough of New York. That's how much business that they have received from up in the Northeast. And Palm Beach has even sent delegations this year and last year to talk with businesses who are considering the move. And their sales pitch is very simple. Take a listen.
The best quality of life. Best place to raise a family. We expedite your permits. We have access to 3 ports and 3 airports, and it is very welcoming and little barriers to doing business in the Palm Beaches.
So, no state income tax, beautiful weather. It is a pretty easy sale for some folks. And you know what is interesting? A report showed that in the 5 years through 2022, a net number of 30,000 New Yorkers moved to Palm Beach and Miami-Dade counties. And with them, they bought $9.2 billion in income. Big boost for South Florida. Big loss for New York. And you know what? If the result goes away, it could go today in New York City. That amount of money is likely to grow here in South Florida. Maria?
Yeah, for sure. And those were the numbers I was looking for. Ashley, thank you. Ashley Webster.
Yeah, sure.
New York has lost so many residents, Ryan, to low tax states. One estimate shows, as you just heard from Ashley, a net loss of more than 880,000 residents between 2010 and 2023 because of the cost of living and high taxes.
Yeah, and we know that's wealthier people, right, that pay the taxes. And I heard there's a joke that the Florida realtors were saying they're going to name Mamdani the broker of the year because so many more people from New York are going to go down there. So they're very thankful. And I think that's the problem, because it's not the wild ideas like free bus rides, rent stabilization, freezing rent, things like that probably aren't going to come to fruition. But the corporate tax rate going from 7.25% to 11.5%, that's a big deal. That will be, someone like myself. I'm looking at Ashley standing there on that balcony. I'd love to do my media hits with palm trees in the background, wearing that Bermuda shirt, talking about the economy, Maria. So I think that's the real danger, though, is those tax rates could go up. It's very, very highly likely, and we know people will move.
Absolutely. And Ashley, I believe when you look at just J.P. Morgan, the largest bank, J.P. Morgan right now has more employees in Texas than it does in New York. And it has these huge new headquarters in New York, by the way. But according to the Census Bureau, New York lost more than 880,000 residents to interstate migration between July 2022 and July 2023. That's 1 year.
Well, and absolutely, Maria. I mean, you have 2 governors, both in Texas and obviously Miami. You can even say the same about Tennessee, that have really good pro-growth policies. And so that's why businesses are moving there. When you have places like what's happening in New York, most likely today with Mamdani, that's why people are moving. But I do want to ask Ashley. So my son wants to go to the University of Miami.
Oh, Miami.